Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there is having themselves a great day. Probably going to be one of the best shows I ever do because this is one of the biggest secrets, consciousness and why we put blockers in our way. It's why we do it. This is our world, right? We've created it. We create the blockers. So what the heck would we do that for? Why would we want to stop our ability to get to where we want to go? It's not because it's not okay. It's not because we're doing the techniques wrong. It's consciousness. And what is it about consciousness? What is it about this thing that I'm trying to manifest? You trying to manifest more income, more wealth? Are you trying to manifest love in your life? Are you trying to manifest a new boat, a new house, a new car? You're trying to manifest something that's going to require a change from where you might currently be. Because if you had your shift already, you would have the thing that you desire and you wouldn't be watching this video on how can I get past this? So the trick is to shift the consciousness. The hard part for a lot of us is figuring out what is it I'm doing to block myself. That's why we have obstacles. I don't know if you've ever had this situation. I hope I'm not the only one that has this, but I think other people have experiences. But you like go to leave the house, right? And you like go to leave the house, maybe grab your keys or something off the car or grab your wallet or whatever, and you run down and head out into your car and you're like, "Ow, shoot, forgot my phone." And you walk back inside and you realize, oh my God, my phone's sitting on the shopping list. Or, oh my gosh, the phone's sitting on top of the thing I signed for my daughter. Or, oh, it's next to her lunch that I'm taking to school right now. Or, oh my God, my kid's still inside the house. I almost left without them. Have you ever had that feeling when you were trying to leave the house? You're like, I feel like something's not right. Did I leave the heater on? Did I leave the curling iron on? Did I leave the iron on? Is the stove on? Well, I feel like something's not right. You ever get to that place where you're like, I feel like I'm forgetting something? A lot of the times we find out, usually, a lot of us, right? You're halfway to the place you're going to go, and then all of a sudden you're like, frick, that's what I forgot. And you either have to go back or you deal without it. Or sometimes when you're lucky, you forget something before you even leave and end up walking back into your house only to discover the thing that you almost forgot. It's a way for us to remember, right? We throw that little reminder, that little, what's that noise? Why is it making that noise? Oh, shoot. I forgot to do something. In fact, I wrote it down one time when I was younger. It's a good thing I remembered I forgot something. I even wrote the time down because I thought it was so funny the way I said it. It's a good thing I remembered I forgot something. Like, what? Juxtaposition. Doesn't work that way. Manifestation's the same way, except now we're talking soul level stuff. Now we're talking, it's not so obvious because, the reason it's not so obvious, we create everything we experience in life. We create it by what we focus on, by what we really consciously say, thinking, feeling, this is what I want, right? Like, here you go, I'm making an order from the menu, right? And then our consciousness has to raise to it like we have it already. And when we do that, it crystallizes into physicality and we experience it, period. End of story. There's nothing else to it. There's a menu, basically. We order from it. All right, that's what I would like. Imagine it, make it real, because it's a soul thing. It's not just real life where you go to Taco Bell and you're like, hey, I'll take 2 chalupas, one of them taco wrap things, and one of them cool salads that you can actually eat the bowl, whatever, right? And that's what I'm going to order. Not quite like that. There's an extra step. Imagine if you had to, when you go to Taco Bell, you had to think about, like, okay, I'm going to think about what I'm going to order. So give me 2 bean burritos, 2 tacos, hold the lettuce, and 2 whatever the heck. And then you have to imagine the heartburn that you're going to feel in about an hour. And that's the finishing touch of the manifestation, hoping the humor is not lost. But that's the difference. That's the only difference. We're talking soul level stuff. So you have to feel it as well. Feel it as though it is real. And by the way, I think Taco Bell is delicious. Don't get me wrong. Do I think it's healthy? No. Nowhere on their menu does it actually say the word food, and this is true. But it's delicious. That being said, you've got to feel it. You've got to be that consciousness. That's what makes the difference for us. So how do you tell yourself you're not quite consciously there? Consciousness isn't quite right. You've got something that's a little out of whack. And what we do is we put a blockage in front of ourselves. That's how we know, okay, there's something that is amiss. Because that's the only way you can manifest a symbol in your life to indicate dude, you got something you got to clean up. Or, dudette, you got something you got to clean up. You've got a little bit of an ucky inside of you right now. And I'll tell you what, it's your world, it's your projection. It's 100% you, it's 100% me. Things happen and someone behaves funny. Don't think, well, maybe they need to change. No, it's happening to you. It's happening to me. We're experiencing this. No, it's 100% me. 100% me. What about, well, they kind of played, no, they just happily fulfilled the script I handed them. My reality, my consciousness, my world. Everyone that comes in, all the actors, the world is a stage and we are all actors. Shakespeare said it brilliantly. It's the same concept. All these people are walking into our lives. We're like, okay, here's your script. Here's your script. Hey, today you're going to play a horrible, jerkful, person that's going to make me feel horrible, and I'm probably going to cry about it for days. I don't know if I'm ever going to get over it, but that's your job. And you over there, you're going to tell me I look fat, right? Like, you're just going to plan out this horrible day, and all these people are happy to walk into your life, just random strangers, be like, you know what? You're fat. What the hell happened? It could even be a little child, right? We create it. So when the obstacle shows up, there's a couple things I want you to do. 2 things, very big deal. And I think this helps a lot. See the blockage. So whatever the blockage is, maybe we'll just call it a third party, right? That's a common one that I hear about frequently, or maybe someone else has your job, or maybe you're lacking education. What's your blockage, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to kind of imagine that your blockage is kind of like a padlock. Right? A big padlock. You can make it as kind of extravagant. You can even maybe draw one, right? It's got the keyhole in there and the whole 9 yards. But what I want you to understand is, yes, it is a blocker. Yes, this thing, for whatever reason, is locking my performance. Because that's what we believe. That's in our consciousness. That's why there's an obstacle. There's a blocker in our consciousness. We've manifested an obstacle for that reason. But when you imagine it as a key, a lock, I gave it away. But you have a keyhole. You have a way to get past this, and you do. You do. So by seeing it as a lock, here's where I want you to ask your higher self, or God, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, or Allah, or Jehovah, or Yahweh, whatever, universe, source. It doesn't much matter. Whatever works and feels comfortable to you. Ultimately, it's you, by the way, it's your higher self. And I'd prefer that because it puts the ownership on ourselves rather than some external third party, that you sometimes don't get the best customer service with. I don't know if you've experienced that, but I've tried calling God a couple times. Good man, I love him. Love when you finally get through, but I've left messages, let me just say. So the key is, no pun intended, is going to unlock it. But then what you do is you ask your higher self, God, source, whoever, hey, guys, I get it. I get that I've got this issue. How do I see past this? What is it that I'm missing that I need to acknowledge? What is the key for me to unlock this? And there's always a key. There's always a locksmith that has the key to your problem. There's always a way. And one of the beautiful things about consciousness is whatever's on the other side of this blockage wants to be with you too. May not seem like it. That's possible, because that's how we play it out. That's the actor part. This is your little world. And if they're standing back there going, I want you, but mommy doesn't like you. Really? No, we're going to get past that and we're going to run away together. Right? That's a silly thing. No, it might seem dire. That's okay. That's part of the illusion. There's a key that will unlock this blockage. This blockage is there to help us see what we need to do to change inside, to become better people, nicer people, maybe kinder to whoever it is that we're trying to interact with. Maybe just the very nature of not feeling wealthy enough, so we're manifesting car problems because we're so worried about money. Oh, now this is on my plate. Why? Why is it bothering you? Right? The little thing should be going off in the back of your head. I keep having car problems. Why? Maybe you're afraid of this. Maybe you see money as such a limited resource that every time a bill pops up, you get frustrated. That's not a wealthy thing. People that have wealth and income aren't worried about their car. In fact, they take their car regularly to get serviced while they're getting their oil change done every 3,000 miles, like I do. Hey, I know my mechanic really well. Go to the same guy, still love him. Hey, check out everything. Make sure everything's groovy. You see anything that, everything seems to be running fine, not smelling anything funny, but just take a quick glance at everything and boom, maintenance done. I don't think about it. I don't care if it costs money. I don't care if he finds something. If he did, we'll just fix it. I don't care. Let's do that. It's a very different thinking than, I got another bill. So if that's what's happening, it's giving you an indication of what the key is, where your consciousness needs to shift. If there's another person involved, I don't trust, I'm afraid to get hurt, I'm afraid that he'll never love me, my self-worth isn't there, a whole lot of things can show up in your life that will manifest as a third party. It's a consciousness. It's a key that will unlock whatever your blockage is. This is your movie. This is your movie. You control it. You're the actor, producer, writer, director, everything. Heck, in most cases, you're also the audience. This is your movie. If it seems like it's playing funny, it's for a reason. And secondly, your movie, so why? Ask your higher self. Ask God. Ask Source. Ask Universe. What am I missing? And watch your world unfold. Just as you can easily project weird things that suck, just as easily as you can project 1111 or 333 or someone's initials. Again, you're just projecting stuff, trying to get your conscious self to realize, hey, there's another part of us that's communicating to us, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, like I see numbers everywhere. Oh, this is my life too. So when you see these things happening, realize this is yours. This is your gift to yourself. And ask yourself to do the same thing with the answer. It'll come to you in any number of ways. Could be a song. Could be a weird commercial you see. Could be a random thought that pops into your head. Could be something that when it hits you, you're going to be like, no, that's not me. That's not, I don't do that. I don't do that. And you'll catch yourself fighting yourself and you'll realize, no, I totally do that. When you're finally honest with yourself. Again, it's your illusion. It's your reality. It's you pushed out. It's 100% you. So you're showing yourself this to help yourself. When you finally see that, when you finally let it happen, when you finally grow through this block, when you finally stick the key in the keyhole and turn it and hear that beautiful noise, you'll know your dreams are right now. Dan, Radio Style.